Cancer. It's bad. It's one of the worst things that could possibly ever happen to you. And I'm not talking about the group of diseases that is one of the leading causes of death in the Western world, mind you. I am talking about internet cancer, more specifically the cancer in various communities and fandoms. For you see, there are a lot of communities and fandoms on the internet that we can all agree are just fucking cancerous. I mean, have you seen how they behave online? They mass downvote videos for no fucking reason. They false flag them then, just because they want to see something that mildly criticizes their favorite thing burn. And you see the comments? The fucking no nice person would write the type of comments that these people write. Rick and Morty, H3H3, Jordan Peterson, Magic the Gathering, Overwatch, Marvel Comics. All of these fandoms are all so incredibly cancerous. Come to think of it, most things that are cancerous are huge things, like really big things. And very often, they weren't cancerous back when they weren't really big things. So what can we learn from this? Well, the obvious conclusion one has to come to is normies. Because normies ruin everything, am I right, boys? The reason these communities grew is because normies embraced them, then they became cancerous, therefore normies are cancerous, therefore gas the normies. Case fucking closed, my dudes. Or is it? Let us dig a little deeper into this mystery. I don't even know what I'm doing with this. I don't even know what this is. Would have done a cool montage, but my webcam is unfortunately attached to my PC by a cable. It's very cold outside. Let's say there is a YouTube channel of middling success, right? It's peaked early and it's now plateaued at around 10,000 subscribers because let's be honest, the content just isn't that good. In case you haven't noticed, it's I'm talking about my channel. Now, the vast majority of the 10,000 subscribers are just regular old people. They watch videos, sometimes they like, sometimes they don't like. Sometimes they comment, sometimes they don't comment. And they trade time and sometimes money for entertainment. But among these 10,000, there are 10 people. And those 10 people are just fucking assholes. Yes, Mark, I am referring to you. You are one of these 10 people, you unpleasant afterthought of a diuretic shoe. These 10 assholes are just assholes on their own time, right? They're not these bitter basement bastards that are just sitting around all day doing nothing and crying about their existence. No, they're actually out there. They're going into every fucking corner of the internet, rampaging, irritating people and corrupting everything that they touch. That is because some people are just assholes. They're on YouTube, they're on Twitter, they're on Reddit, and they cannot be stopped from being assholes. Now, because there's only 10 of them, it doesn't really matter. I mean, in the first place, they will not be associated with the channel they are representing, because really nobody's going to have much of a conversation in other parts of the internet about a channel that has like 10,000 subscribers. There's not going to be a lot of response videos to it, so the cancer isn't even perceived to be part of that channel. Thus, the assholes will be perceived as assholes and nothing else. Now imagine that very same channel with 1 million subscribers instead of 10,000 subscribers. That's 100 times more people, and thus, if we assume a standard distribution of assholes per capita, 100 times as many assholes. Now you have 1,000 people who are assholes. That's a lot of assholes. That's a lot of people to be hugely loud on the internet, rampaging through it all day, finding things that they might disagree with. And as everybody knows, the more you talk on the internet and the louder you talk on the internet, the more numerous you are perceived to be on the internet. And therefore, the amount of assholes perceived by outsiders of the community to be part of the community is usually much more than it actually is. Because note that one of the groups that will interact most with outsiders to the fandom or community are the assholes. Because the people of the community don't need to proclaim that they are of the chosen and best community and they are subscribed to the chosen and best channel all the time. They'll just be individuals on their own time and hang out in the comment section like everybody else. But the assholes will very often fashion themselves representatives of the thing they are being assholes about. The vast majority of people doesn't go around listing their fandoms and communities they're part of before engaging in almost completely unrelated conversations, right? Therefore, the people in Wavy Websurf's comment section on his video where he reviews H3 merch, most of them are also H3 fans, or at least many of them will be, right? And they're just watching and they're liking, maybe they're not liking, maybe they're commenting, but they will not identify themselves as H3 fans because it's not really something that's relevant. Whereas people who are hating on the video because it is criticizing their fandom can be easily identified as such because they are hating the video because it criticizes their fandom. Proportionally speaking, only 0.1% of the fandom is actually cancerous. But in absolute numbers, when you have a large fandom, that can be a lot of people. Think about it. A channel or person with 10 million people in its fandom has about as many cancerous individuals in that fandom, about as many assholes, as I have subscribers in the first place. Yet still, it is only 0.1% of the actual community. The moment a fandom becomes huge, it will be perceived as cancerous by outsiders to the fandom because of the absolute size of the cancer, even though that absolute size of the cancer is still proportionally the same to the cancer in other smaller communities. Now, of course, cancer pervades different communities to different degrees. There's probably a higher amount of cancerous arseholes in the Rick and Morty fandom because, let's be honest, the show is a lot funnier if you are educated. And a lot of highly educated people have superiority complexes. The same goes for fans of commentary channels, for which H3 is one, right? Think about it. You're watching someone else making fun of some people you think you are better off, right? That's also a huge feeding ground for people with superiority complexes. And as everybody knows, assholes with superiority complexes are the most powerful type of asshole. As any professional salad tossers among you will know, assholes come in very many different flavors. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Even if you have a fandom or community that has 3 times the amount of cancer that we assume to be the standard distribution of cancerous assholes, it would still only be 0.3% of the total community or fandom. I mean, sure, that's a huge number in absolutes, but if you just chip that away, nobody would notice aside from outsiders to the community. Thank you so very much for watching. I am now on Maker Support, in case you haven't heard, and it would be nice if you could toss me a few dollars that way. You don't have to, there is no obligation, but I would be immensely thankful. And I'm also still looking for suggestions on Patreon tiers, because I wanna give you guys a little something back. And if you're not interested in Maker Support, you can always hit me up on PayPal. Also a reminder, if you are a Shadowrun fan, the campaign is now on the gaming channel, linked in the doobly-doo. You're all great people. Well, some of you are cancerous. Mark. But the overwhelming majority of you is A-okay. So in that spirit, see you around, cunts.